Welcome to this video on how to footnote an essay. So here's an excerpt from an assignment. It's a very bad example because there are no references in this particular text, and you always should footnote as you go along. But for these purposes, I've actually typed in some text and I'm footnoting afterwards. That's a very bad way to actually footnote. You should footnote as you go along. So if we look at the first sentence here at common law, you'll see in that sentence that we're actually referring to a point of law. Where did we take that from? We need to footnote that. I took that information, I summarised it from a case. So to find out how to reference a case, I go to the OSCOLA LibGuide. This is the address for the OSCOLA LibGuide. And since I've referenced a UK case, I need to go to frequently referenced items to find out how to footnote that. And it was actually a case without a neutral citation. So the format should be party names in italics, and then the citation to the law report, and the court abbreviated in brackets at the end. So if I go back to my essay and add in the footnote, put my cursor after the full stop, and then click on References at the top of Word here, top left. Insert footnote, so not insert citation, but insert footnote. And what you will find is that a little 1 will be inserted after that footnote, and the cursor will shoot to the bottom of this page of my essay. So if I just move back up, I'll see that 1 has been inserted there, and I can add my citation in correct OSCOLA format to the bottom of the screen here, with a full stop at the end. So the party names are in italics. I've got the citation to the law report, and if it hasn't got a neutral citation, I should remember to add the abbreviation for the court in brackets at the end, and the abbreviation for the court is the Court of Appeal. In this sentence here, I refer to an Act of Parliament. It could be the act that was referred to in the title, but we can't be sure, therefore really I should footnote it. So I'm going to go to the OSCOLA LibGuide to check how to reference an Act of Parliament. So if I click on frequently referenced items and go to Act of Parliament, I note that I should include the short title and the year. So I'm going to insert my cursor after the full stop and then select References, insert footnote, and a little 2 will be inserted after that full stop. And the cursor shoots down to the bottom of the page, and I can type in my Act of Parliament there, my short title, and then the year of the Act of Parliament. I don't need to include a footnote at the end of the next sentence because I'm referring back to the same act which has already been referenced, so it's obvious what I'm referring to. Again, this sentence here refers to the whole act that I've just referenced, so I don't need to include a footnote. However, this sentence here that begins thus does need to be footnoted because I'm referring to a specific section or subsection of this Act of Parliament. Now, what I need to do is really repeat this reference, but include at the end a reference to the section or subsection. And if I immediately want to repeat a footnote just below a footnote, I can use the Latin term ibid, and if I'm unsure how to use that, I can go to the guide and find out. So if I go to the OSCOLA LibGuide and select frequently referenced items, I've got a couple of options. I can either go to the subsequent citations, short forms and IBIDs and find out how to use IBID there. Or I can go to the official guides and use the full guide to research how to use IBID. Two options there to help you. Let's look at the full guide and how to use IBID. So if I want to search for the correct section on IBID so I can read how to use it, I can on a laptop use Control F. I'm on a MacBook, so I'm going to use Command F, and I can search for IBID. And here's the section on subsequent citations, cross-referencing and Latin gadgets. So it tells you here, if the subsequent citation is in the footnote immediately following the full citation, you can generally use IBID instead. So that's what I'm going to do, and any pinpointing can be put in after IBID. So if I want to refer to a specific section, then I can do after the word or the abbreviation IBID. So returning to my essay, I want to insert a footnote that refers to the Act, to a particular section or subsection of the Act. So I go to References, Insert Footnote, and a little 3 will go after that full stop, shoots down to the bottom of the page, and I'm putting in my reference to the Law Reform Frustrated Contracts Act 1943, and I've indicated that I'm repeating that by using the abbreviation IBID, Section 2, Subsection 3. The next sections that refer to the Act of Parliament don't actually need a footnote because it's obvious I'm referring to the same Act of Parliament, and I've actually included the section and subsections in the sentence, so they don't need duplicating in the footnote at the bottom of the page. But now I've introduced a case here, BP Exploration and Hunt. I need to include a footnote, a citation to this particular case, so that your lecturer knows which judgment you've actually read from which court. So to find out how to reference a case, I'm going to go to the Law Lib Guide. Again, it's a UK case without a neutral citation. Now I gave the case party names in the essay, so I just need to include the citation in the footnote, not the party names. So if I go back to my essay, insert my cursor after the full stop, again references, insert footnote, a little 4 will be inserted after the full stop, and the cursor shoots down the page and I'm able to insert my citation to the law report. And because it doesn't have a neutral citation, I need to include the abbreviation for the court the case was heard in. This sentence here, I've taken a point from a book, so I need to footnote which book I've taken it from and also which page I've taken it from in that book. So to find out how to reference a book in a footnote, I'm going to go to the OSCOLA LibGuide, select the section on books, and I need to get my reference in the format of author's name, title of book in italics, edition, year and publisher. If I'm pinpointing, I need to include the number of the pinpointed page at the end. Notice I've not added in a P after the brackets there before the number. So I've just inserted my cursor after the full stop, again references, insert footnote, and I'm going to paste my citation in there in the correct format, and there I've pinpointed a page. In this section, I don't need to footnote because it's obvious which act I'm referring to. The sections are included in the sentence, so I don't need to actually include a footnote here. However, this sentence here, I've taken a point from a journal article, so I need to know how to format a journal article reference in OSCOLA form. So if I go to the OSCOLA LibGuide and select Journal Articles. I can see that I need to include the author, the title of the article in single inverted commas, the year in brackets, the volume number, the journal title, and the first page of the journal article. And I need to include a pinpoint if I've summarised or taken a point from a particular page or quoted from a particular page. So back to my essay. I've inserted my cursor in the right place after the footnote, after the full stop. Select references, insert footnote, and then I'm just going to insert my reference to my journal article there. So there we are, you've had a chance to see how to do some live footnoting, and now we need to think about the bibliography at the end.